Neferirkare of the 8th Dynasty, the enigmatic pharaoh of Egypt's Twilight. A pharaoh shrouded in mystery. In the waning days of Egypt's Old Kingdom, a period of grandeur and monumental achievements, a pharaoh named Neferirkare ascended to the throne. His reign, nestled within the obscure 8th Dynasty, is a chapter of history filled with shadows and whispers. Neferirkare's story is not one of towering pyramids or extensive records. It is a tale that teeters on the edge of legend, where facts are scarce and speculations abound. As we dive into the life of this enigmatic ruler, we embark on a journey through a time of political fragmentation, economic distress, and cultural shifts that marked the twilight of the Old Kingdom. The 8th Dynasty, a time of decline. Before delving into Neferirkare's life, it's essential to understand the backdrop of his reign. The 8th Dynasty marks a period of significant decline for ancient Egypt. This era followed the collapse of the 6th Dynasty, which had seen the country flourish under rulers like Pepi II, whose extraordinarily long reign weakened the central authority. The 7th Dynasty, often considered mythical with a series of ephemeral rulers, gave way to the 8th Dynasty, a time characterized by political fragmentation and economic distress. Egypt, once a beacon of stability and prosperity, was now a land fraught with internal strife. The centralized power that had built the pyramids and expanded the empire's borders was now a relic of the past. Regional governors, known as nomarchs, wielded considerable power, often challenging the authority of the pharaoh. It is within this tumultuous context that Neferirkare emerged as a ruler. The Old Kingdom's decline saw a shift from the highly centralized bureaucracy to a more fragmented and locally controlled administration, leading to the weakening of the pharaoh's absolute power. Ascension to the throne. Neferirkare's rise to power is enveloped in mystery. Unlike the illustrious kings of earlier dynasties, his path to the throne is not well documented. Some speculate that he may have been a local noble or a member of a powerful family that seized control amid the chaos. Others believe he could have been a military leader who capitalized on the prevailing instability. The lack of detailed records from this period makes it difficult to ascertain the exact circumstances of his ascension. What is known is that Neferirkare's reign was short-lived. Estimates suggest he ruled for only a few years, a common trait among the pharaohs of the 8th Dynasty. Despite the brevity of his rule, the very fact that he is remembered at all speaks to the impact he must have had during this turbulent time. His name has survived through inscriptions and king lists, suggesting that he left an indelible mark on the consciousness of his people, even if the details of his reign are largely lost to history. The challenges of rule. Ruling Egypt during the twilight of the Old Kingdom was no small feat. Neferirkare faced numerous challenges, both internal and external. The central government was weakened, with local rulers often acting as independent kings. This fragmentation made it difficult to enforce policies or maintain order across the vast expanse of Egypt. The decentralization of power meant that Neferirkare had to rely on the cooperation of the nomarchs, who had their own interests and agendas. Economic decline was another pressing issue. The grandeur of the pyramid-building era had drained the royal coffers, and the lack of strong leadership exacerbated the economic woes. Trade routes that had once brought wealth to Egypt were now disrupted, and agricultural output suffered due to neglect and possible environmental changes. The Nile's inundation, which was crucial for agriculture, may have been inconsistent, leading to famine and further straining the economy. Neferirkare's reign likely involved constant efforts to consolidate power and stabilize the economy. It is speculated that he engaged in building projects to reinforce his legitimacy and demonstrate his ability to provide for his people. However, these efforts would have been limited by the resources at his disposal and the ever-present threat of rebellion from regional governors. Neferirkare may have attempted to revitalize the central administration, but the entrenched power of the nomarchs and the depleted state treasury would have posed significant obstacles. The legacy of Neferirkare. The legacy of Neferirkare is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of ancient Egyptian civilization. Despite the paucity of records, his name has endured through the millennia, suggesting that he left a mark on those who lived during his time. Some historians believe that his reign, though brief, may have helped set the stage for the eventual reunification of Egypt. The survival of his name in later king lists indicates that he was recognized as a legitimate ruler, despite the challenges he faced. One intriguing aspect of Neferirkare's legacy is the possibility of his involvement in religious reforms. During the 8th dynasty, there is evidence of a continued shift towards the worship of Osiris, the god of the afterlife. This transition had begun earlier but gained momentum as the centralized state weakened. Neferirkare may have played a role in promoting these religious changes, which would have had lasting effects on Egyptian culture and religious practices. The increased emphasis on Osiris and the afterlife may have reflected the uncertainties of the time, offering hope and stability in an era of decline. Anecdotes and speculations. The lack of concrete information about Neferirkare opens the door to a wealth of anecdotes and speculations. Some stories suggest that he was a benevolent ruler who sought to alleviate the suffering of his people during hard times. Others portray him as a shrewd strategist, using diplomacy and cunning to navigate the treacherous political landscape. The fragmentary nature of the records allows for a wide range of interpretations, adding to the mystique of his reign. One popular anecdote tells of Neferirkare's clever use of symbolism to assert his authority. It is said that he commissioned a series of small, intricately carved statues depicting himself as a mighty ruler. These statues were distributed throughout the kingdom, serving as a constant reminder of his presence and power. While the truth of this story is uncertain, it highlights the creativity and resourcefulness that Neferirkare may have employed to maintain his rule. Such symbolic acts would have been crucial in an era where physical control over the entire kingdom was challenging. Speculations also abound regarding his final days. Some believe that Neferirkare was overthrown by a rival faction, possibly a powerful nomarch who sought to establish their own dynasty. Others suggest that he may have succumbed to illness or old age, leaving behind a power vacuum that further destabilized the kingdom. The abrupt end of his reign and the lack of a clear successor indicate that his departure may have been sudden and unplanned. Neferirkare's family and succession. Details about Neferirkare's family are scarce, adding another layer of mystery to his story. It is possible that he had a queen and children, but their identities remain unknown. The turbulent nature of the period means that records of royal families were often lost or destroyed in the ensuing chaos. Any evidence of his family life would have been vulnerable to the disruptions and conflicts that characterized the 8th dynasty. The question of succession is equally enigmatic. Following Neferirkare's death, the throne likely passed to another short-lived ruler of the 8th dynasty. The rapid turnover of pharaohs during this time suggests that the struggle for power was fierce, with each new ruler facing the same challenges that had plagued their predecessors. The lack of continuity in leadership would have further weakened the central authority, making it difficult for any pharaoh to implement long-term policies or reforms. The end of the Old Kingdom. Neferirkare's reign was part of the larger narrative of the decline of the Old Kingdom. This period, marked by political instability and economic hardship, eventually gave way to the First Intermediate Period, a time often referred to as a dark age in Egyptian history. Despite the challenges, this era also laid the groundwork for the eventual resurgence of a united Egypt under the Middle Kingdom. The legacy of the 8th dynasty, including Neferirkare's reign, serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of history. Even in times of decline, the seeds of renewal and transformation are often sown. The story of Neferirkare, though fragmented and elusive, is a testament to the enduring spirit of ancient Egypt and its ability to adapt and persevere through the ages. The First Intermediate Period, though chaotic, was also a time of cultural and artistic experimentation that paved the way for the achievements of the Middle Kingdom. The political climate of Neferirkare's reign. Understanding the political climate during Neferirkare's rule provides deeper insight into his reign. The 8th dynasty, unlike the well-documented earlier dynasties, was characterized by a significant decentralization of power. The pharaohs of this period had to navigate a complex web of local rulers, each with their own ambitions and resources. The balance of power had shifted away from the central authority of the pharaoh to the regional nomarchs, who controlled substantial portions of Egypt's wealth and military strength. Neferirkare, like his contemporaries, would have had to constantly negotiate and assert his authority to maintain control. The alliances he formed and the decisions he made were crucial in determining the stability of his reign. The pharaoh's ability to manage these relationships would have been a testament to his political acumen and strategic thinking. However, given the brevity of his rule, it is likely that these efforts were met with significant resistance and challenges. Religious reforms and innovations. Religion in ancient Egypt was a cornerstone of society, and during the 8th dynasty, there were notable shifts in religious practices and beliefs. The growing prominence of the cult of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, is one such shift that marked this period. Neferirkare's reign might have seen an increase in the worship of Osiris, reflecting the broader societal changes and the uncertainties of the time. The emphasis on Osiris and the afterlife can be seen as a response to the declining stability of the period. The promise of a well-ordered afterlife under Osiris's rule offered hope and continuity in the face of earthly chaos. Temples dedicated to Osiris might have seen an increase in construction or renovation efforts, funded by both the state and private individuals seeking favor with the gods. Neferirkare's role in these religious developments, while speculative, would have been significant in shaping the religious landscape of the time. Economic strategies and challenges. Economic stability was a significant concern for Neferirkare's administration. The Old Kingdom had been characterized by grand building projects and centralized economic control, but by the time of the 8th dynasty, the economic situation had deteriorated. The depletion of resources, coupled with political fragmentation, meant that maintaining economic stability was a constant struggle. Neferirkare's strategies likely included efforts to revitalize agriculture, which was the backbone of Egypt's economy. This would have involved ensuring the proper functioning of irrigation systems and managing the distribution of grain. Additionally, the pharaoh may have sought to reestablish trade routes that had fallen into disuse or been disrupted by political instability. Restoring these trade connections would have been crucial for bringing in essential goods and bolstering the economy. The role of the military. The military played a critical role in maintaining the pharaoh's power and ensuring the stability of the kingdom. During Neferirkare's reign, the military would have been tasked with defending against both internal and external threats. The presence of strong regional powers within Egypt meant that the pharaoh's army had to be prepared to deal with potential uprisings or challenges to the throne. Externally, the threats from neighboring regions would have required a vigilant and capable military force. The 8th dynasty's weakened central authority might have emboldened neighboring tribes or states to test Egypt's defenses. Neferirkare's ability to manage and utilize his military resources would have been crucial in maintaining his rule and safeguarding the kingdom's borders. Neferirkare's contributions to art and culture. Despite the challenging times, art and culture continued to thrive in ancient Egypt, albeit in different forms. Neferirkare's reign, though brief, may have seen efforts to preserve and promote cultural achievements. Art and architecture would have served as important tools for propaganda, showcasing the pharaoh's power and divine favor. The artistic style of the 8th dynasty might have reflected the broader societal changes and the pharaoh's attempts to connect with his people. Inscriptions and reliefs from this period, though rare, could provide insights into the cultural and artistic endeavors of Neferirkare's reign. These artworks would have been crucial in reinforcing the pharaoh's legitimacy and portraying him as a stable and capable ruler. Speculations on Neferirkare's final days. The final days of Neferirkare's reign remain shrouded in mystery, with various speculations adding to the intrigue. Some suggest that his reign ended abruptly due to internal conflict or external threats. The nature of his departure from the throne, whether through natural causes, assassination, or forced abdication, continues to be a topic of speculation among historians. One theory posits that Neferirkare may have been overthrown by a rival faction eager to seize power during a time of weakness. The rapid succession of rulers during the 8th dynasty supports the idea of frequent power struggles and shifting alliances. Another possibility is that Neferirkare succumbed to illness or old age, leaving a power vacuum that further destabilized the kingdom. The lack of a clear successor would have only added to the chaos, making it difficult for any single ruler to establish lasting control. The broader impact of Neferirkare's reign. While Neferirkare's reign was brief and occurred during a period of decline, it had broader implications for the future of Egypt. The challenges and responses of this era laid the groundwork for the transformations that would eventually lead to the reunification of Egypt and the rise of the Middle Kingdom. The administrative, economic, and cultural adjustments made during Neferirkare's time would have influenced subsequent rulers and their policies. The 8th dynasty's struggles with decentralization, economic decline, and political fragmentation provided valuable lessons for future leaders. The need for a more balanced approach to governance, combining central authority with regional autonomy, became apparent. These lessons would be crucial in shaping the strategies of the pharaohs who eventually restored Egypt's stability and prosperity. Neferirkare's place in Egyptian history. Neferirkare's place in Egyptian history is unique, standing as a symbol of resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. His reign, though not marked by grand achievements or extensive records, is a testament to the enduring spirit of ancient Egypt. The challenges he faced and the strategies he employed highlight the complexities of ruling during a time of decline. The enigmatic nature of Neferirkare's reign invites both scholarly inquiry and imaginative speculation. His story, pieced together from sparse records and archaeological findings, continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. The fascination with Neferirkare lies not in what is known, but in the mysteries that surround his life and rule. Conclusion: the enigmatic pharaoh's enduring legacy. Neferirkare of the 8th dynasty remains one of ancient Egypt's most enigmatic pharaohs. His reign, set against the backdrop of a declining old kingdom, is a story of resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. While concrete details about his life and rule are scarce, the very fact that his name has endured through the millennia speaks to his impact on those who lived during his time. Through anecdotes and speculations, we catch glimpses of a ruler who navigated a turbulent political landscape with creativity and resourcefulness. Neferirkare's legacy, though shrouded in mystery, is a testament to the enduring spirit of ancient Egypt and its ability to adapt and persevere through the ages. In the twilight of the Old Kingdom, Neferirkare's story serves as a reminder of the resilience and adaptability that have defined Egypt throughout its long and storied history. His reign, though brief, is a chapter in the grand narrative of a civilization that has captivated the world for millennia. His enigmatic presence in the annals of history continues to intrigue and inspire, embodying the complexities and mysteries of ancient Egypt's twilight years. The unanswered questions and continuing research. The story of Neferirkare leaves us with many unanswered questions. What specific actions did he take to address the challenges of his time? How did his relationships with the nomarchs and other regional powers shape his policies and decisions? What role did his religious beliefs play in his approach to governance? Continuing research and archaeological discoveries hold the potential to shed light on these and other aspects of Neferirkare's reign. Each new finding adds a piece to the puzzle, helping historians construct a more detailed and nuanced picture of this enigmatic pharaoh. The ongoing exploration of ancient Egyptian sites, combined with advances in technology and methodology, promises to reveal more about Neferirkare's life and the world he inhabited. As we await these discoveries, the story of Neferirkare invites us to reflect on the broader themes of history: the rise and fall of civilizations, the resilience of human societies, and the enduring quest for knowledge. Neferirkare's legacy, like that of many ancient rulers, reminds us that history is not a static record of the past, but a dynamic and evolving narrative that continues to unfold.